Welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel, guys, as we begin a brand new week with very, very good feelings. Coming up in today's video, of course, we're going to be looking back on Barca's thumping win over Valencia, as we are going to be getting the full reaction from Xavi. We're going to be talking about the proud owner of a La Liga match ball after Aubameyang is now a hat-trick hero in a Barca shirt. We're also going to be talking about Xavi's words of praise for Sergiño Dest and the improvement that he's been making, and the absolute genius that is Pedri, along with why it was actually the scenes after the final whistle that further illustrated to me the togetherness that Xavi is building within his team. It is all coming your way. So let's get to it. Because I think looking back on yesterday's result, and especially the performance, that's the real key part again that us Barcelona fans are really latching onto, because it was an away display that I think was fearless, ruthless in front of goal. And I think one of the most exciting things for me actually looking at yesterday's game was, for me, I don't think we were anywhere near our best level. I think actually here, this Barcelona team, this group of players, we can do more and we will do more. And that's the really, really encouraging part, because I think here we went away to Valencia, such a difficult place to go. No matter what the form is, no matter how the two teams are, it is never, ever an easy game. And we hit them for 4. We hit 4 goals past them, almost at a canter. We made it look easy at times, and that's what the old Barca teams used to do. That's what the best Barca teams used to do. We used to score 3, 4 goals on a weekly basis, sometimes not even at our best. So to be able to play at that kind of level, to score the kind of goals we did, and still, there's more to come. That is very, very encouraging. And I think when we look at Xavi's reaction here, I think he's feeling in a similar sort of way. He said, I'm very satisfied with the win over Valencia. He said maybe we weren't as brilliant as we were in some of the moments that we had against Napoli, but he said we were so effective, especially in front of goal, of course. He said the first half was very good, and the goals today were fantastic. He did, though, say that we must continue in this way. He said we need more points on the board. He said we're still in desperate need of points to be in the Champions League places. He said we have to be more consistent, more reliable. He said in the second half we lacked a bit of calmness, a bit of control. We have to know how to defend both with and without the ball. And that is what I've always said is one of the best things for me about Xavi, because most other coaches, after winning 4-1 away from home, they come out in the media and they say that's the best performance we could hope for. You know, the team are brilliant. Everything is good. I'm doing such a great job. But you know that Xavi is demanding more, that he will not accept any failures, any cracks in this team at all, and he will be demanding improvement game upon game upon game to polish this team and further improve what we've already seen. And speaking about improvement, Xavi was asked there in the press conference specifically about what he's seen from individual players, about what he's seen in terms of players there taking on instructions and developing their game under his leadership. And he actually said, you know, I think the players are doing very well. And he said, for example, he said, I thought Sergiño Dest played spectacularly well today. He said, I'm really happy with the progress that he's been making. Xavi admitted, he said, when we arrived, we felt as though he wasn't doing so well, but now he's doing well both with and without the ball. And he was very, very happy with Dest. And I think there, the young right-back deserves huge credit, because obviously in midweek against Napoli, he wasn't in the starting lineup, even though we didn't have Dani Alves. Mingueza started ahead of him, but he still came on in that game and made a real impact. He didn't let his head drop. You know, he has stayed very mentally strong, I feel, throughout Xavi's time at the club. He made an impact, and Xavi then rewarded him this weekend. He was back in the team, and I thought he was very, very good against Valencia. I thought he showed real quality on the ball. We know what he can do going forward there, link it up on the right-hand side. But I think also defensively, Xavi talks there about work off the ball. That's going to be very, very important for Dest's success at Barca. And I just think that's what we want to see, not just with Dest, but with every single player there. Players looking to learn, to take on instructions, to develop, to really go out there and prove a point time and time again to their coach. And of course, when you look at Xavi, he's giving the opportunities. He's allowing Dest there now that chance in the team to show what he can do and what he has learned so far during his time. And I think when you're talking about impact, when you're talking about players who are perfectly illustrating what their coach would need from them, we've got to talk about Aubameyang. Because I think yesterday from him, in terms of that number 9 role, in terms of playing that centre-forward role at Barca, in an away game like this, He did it absolutely perfectly. He is exactly what we need in those kind of moments. The way that he was constantly on the shoulder, constantly looking there to slip in behind Valencia. That is what we've been crying out for in that role. And of course for Aubameyang, he did get a slice of luck given the fact that he was awarded there later on after the final whistle by the referee. Barca's fourth goal. It was the shot from Pedri that just glanced up off Aubameyang's back and went into the back of the net. It was the faintest of touches, but Aubameyang, he's not complaining because on his very first La Liga start, he gets his first hat-trick, and what a moment for him. And of course I'm sad that Pedri has lost a brilliant goal, because it really was, and we're going to talk a lot about him in just a moment, but I think Aubameyang, he deserves it. You know, that bit of luck, given the fact the way he took his first two goals so clinically, so effectively in front of goal, and for him now to leave this game with a hat-trick, to not only get started at Barca, but to really explode onto the scene. And I am absolutely sure that given what we've seen so far from Aubameyang, that motivation, he seems so hungry to succeed, to prove a point. And I really do think he is grabbing hold of this opportunity. We are going to look back on that deal in January, bringing him in there for free, let's not forget, for nothing. I am sure it will turn out to be absolutely stunning business. But of course, in Aubameyang grabbing that hat-trick goal, Pedri in the process unfortunately did lose it. But of course you know that Pedri, he's not going to take that to heart. At the end of the day, he got a brilliant assist, you know, absolutely cannoning the ball into the back of Aubameyang. What an assist that was for the goal. But what I do want to say about Pedri is, even though he didn't, of course, go down as his goal, what I would say is it's still a brilliant strike at goal. It's still a really, really phenomenal hit there from a long, long way out. And I have noticed that over the past few months, Pedri coming back from injury, it's been an injury-hit season for him, but he does seem so much more confident, so much more comfortable taking on shots from any sort of distance out. And we all know that over the summer he's been adding muscle, he's been looking to bolster himself and also, of course, his game and all the tools that he has. And you just imagine, if he can add there some goals as well to what is already such a developed game at the age of 19 years old, he would be a real force to be reckoned with. And after the game, Xavi was absolutely glowing in his praise for young Pedri. He said he's not a normal player. He said what he does, how he turns the tempo. He said he never loses the ball. He can use both feet and he wins the ball back too. He said it is simply fantastic. He is at the top level and he's only 19 years old. And then Xavi, huge praise indeed. He said there is no bigger talent in the world right now than Pedri. And imagine being him, imagine being in the dressing room there, hearing your coach say that about you, and it is well and truly earned, because this young man, he is a maestro, he is a genius, and like Xavi also said, what we got to do now, we got to take care of him, because he is the future, and the present. But I do think, guys, as much as we look back on yesterday and the performances that we've been seeing from this Barcelona team, and we do talk about individuals, the players who played very, very well individually, and of course there's many more that were so good against Valencia that we haven't discussed today, but what I do also want to illustrate is the team, the collective, because I think as much as there was individual quality yesterday, what was overwhelming above everything else was the fact that actually this was a team display. This was actually a collective group there, just as it was against Atletico Madrid, who were all working together, all taking on the right instructions, all being in the right positions, and it worked perfectly. It was a well-oiled Barca machine out there yesterday, and that's brilliant, because what that means is you don't need to rely on one specific player week in, week out and burden them with all of the responsibility, but we share it around. If there's one match winner this week, there may be another one next week. If one player makes the difference now, we can count upon someone else in the games to come, and it's about spreading that responsibility, and every single player in this Barcelona team has a job to do and a role to play in this success. And I think you only have to look behind the scenes yesterday. Barca released some footage after the game. The players there away from the pitch after the final whistle. And what you will see here is Xavi Hernandez and his staff basically waiting for every single member of the playing squad to come through, and they greet them there. They greet them with a warm hug, with a smile, with a laugh, with real encouragement, and that's every single player basically letting them know that you're important. You played your part. You did your role correctly. And you look at every single player who came off there, and there was a real spirit. There was a real bond bond, a real togetherness that I haven't seen at this club for a long, long time indeed. Every single person there with unity, pulling in the same direction. And it's basically Xavi letting them know that he's thankful to them, that he is happy there, that they are going out on the field, taking on his instructions and putting them into action. And that's why people, again, fans outside of Barca will again say to us, why are you celebrating a victory over Valencia like this, just like you did against a poor Atletico Madrid? Why are you going over the top? It's not about who we're beating. It's not about the fact here that we're winning a game or two. It's about now. We have that path. We are seeing the work that Xavi has been putting in place. But every single week we get a clearer picture of what he's trying to do. All of the planning, all the preparation coming to fruition out on the field. And it's not about who we're playing. It's not about who we're beating. It's about how we're doing it. Because if you can do it in this game, if you can do it in the next game, you can keep on laying those foundations. And Xavi is letting all his players know that it's not just about doing this in one game, that it's not just about doing this on a one-off occasion. This is the standard, and much higher too, every game. You come here, you work, you put in the performances. We arrive with the same intensity, with the same hunger, desire, every single week, every single game, because Xavi, during his Barca career, those are the standards that he had, that he kept, and he will demand that as the Barca head coach. And I just feel like now that we are really firmly on that path forward. Because we know that, we're not going to win every game. Not every game is going to be perfect. You can't win all the time. Football just doesn't work that way. But what we can see, even when maybe Barca slip up, maybe when we have an off day, when we have something that doesn't go in our favour, you can still see those foundations. You can see what we're building towards, the end goal. And as long as we can see that, as long as we as fans now can buy into that, we're behind this team. We are fully on board, excited and hopeful about what we can do. And just like I've said there, we've won this. It's a great performance. We're moving on now, because coming right up, it is all about the next game. So please, guys, do let me know your thoughts in the comments down below there. What did you make of Barca's display against Valencia? What did you make there of the individual performances, the likes of Dest, Aubameyang, Pedri? What did you make there of their displays and their importance to this team? Please do let me know all of those thoughts down below. And of course now as well, looking ahead to that crucial second leg in the Europa League against Napoli, what are you expecting come that game? I will see you soon, of course, with more videos to come. We keep moving forward, and we stay on this path. I will see you then, guys, and I thank you indeed for watching. But until next time, as always, Visca el Barça!